Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Today I'm going to take a look at the patio we did a couple of days back. And the customer had asked if there was some other methods of heating up the space, and also that some of the space wasn't going to be utilized the same as my understanding, so we're going to change some of that. First of all, you can see over here I put a table underneath the structure as opposed to outside of the structure, and then over here they've said that there's going to be a bar stool seating on the outside edge on this side but not on that side, and that they did not want to heat the inner area of this structure, as well as they wanted to conceal the equipment as much as possible. So I want to go through that a little bit. First of all, this part of the structure here, this perimeter area, is combustible. It's wood, so we need to be aware of that. And up on top, these are, I believe, aluminum louvers, so they can open and close for either rain or shine, I guess. And I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and look at those dimensions once again. Oh, and she did tell me that the true dimensions on the inside edge of this bar over here is 14 feet. So I got 14 feet or 16 feet wide. And then the top here is 9.5. And I have this little arm here. I'm going to show you what that's about in a little bit. So over here, you can see that this is a lot larger of a span. So, but in reality, we're only going to heat up 2/3 of that, because obviously we have something occupying a lot of that space. So let's go ahead and turn off that dimension for a moment, and we'll go ahead and show what I might suggest is to put inside of here. Now, because this is there's two issues here. We have the wooden structure, which is this piece here and this piece right around here, but we also have what I'll call a gutter area. This is where the louvers end, and this gutter here captures the water and, guides it out appropriately. So what I can do, though, is place a heater approximately. I have the full length bracket, which is 21 inches. Let me just show you the bracket here. So this bracket here is 21 inches long, and I've taken those brackets and I've mounted them reverse of what the manufacturer recommends, so that normally this section here would be on this side and this would be on the inside edge over here. So what I've done, though, in order to invert the angle of the heater, is to actually invert the bracket like that, so we can put the mounting hole right there and we can get that angle that we're looking for. So let me go back to that. Oh, and now I don't have an exact temperature of what aluminum will degrade at, and I don't have an exact temperature of what the exhaust is out of here. I do know that if you meet the clearance to combustibles, which in this case would be 17 inches, and we're obviously not at 17 inches here, but this is non-combustible. But if you were to meet the combustible clearance at 17 inches, the ambient temperature is raised by 90 degrees Fahrenheit above the heater. So that's the only information I can give you at this time, but we are meeting clearances to combustibles. And sorry about the movement here. Let's go ahead and put that dimension back on. The reason I have this line here is because we need to make sure that the clearance to any combustible in front of the heater is at 48 inches on this Sunpack model here. So this line here represents 4 feet. I think it's 4 feet 1.5 inches is that length right there. So that being said, I'm meeting clearance in front of the heater for that particular combustible item there. So let me turn that off again. So let's go ahead and look at the array, and the array on that particular application. You can see that we are covering the bar stool seating fairly well, and I say fairly well because over here, when you look at it very closely, you'll see that the array will be absorbed into this countertop here. So if your body is physically blocked by the countertop, it won't receive the heat that is being produced off of the heater. And you can also see that there's a great majority of the heat is being transmitted onto the countertop. So this countertop will be warm to the touch, but ideally we're trying to heat up the occupants here. But this would be 2 units. And let's go over here, whoops, and we'll go with what 1 unit would look like. And the mounting is exactly the same as I showed you before. But again, you can see that the occupant there, for instance, his legs here won't be heated at all with this heater in this application or this position. But it is doable, and again, I don't have the answer to the degradation of the aluminum structure, but we're meeting all the clearances, and that would be okay as a safety standpoint. Okay, so let's turn that off, and I have, sorry about that, give me just 1 minute here. Alright, so over here we can place the heaters in one of 2 different ways. This is an option I haven't shown yet, but this is again, I've got these brackets mounted a little bit differently, so I'm trying to get an angle on these heaters, and you could do this with the other side as well. So what I've done here is I've taken the point of connection right here and change the angle from this point here of this bar, and then you would have to drill a new hole. For instance, over here you can see so there's a hole here already, but I've angled it, and you'd have to drill a new hole down here. You may have to even nip off this edge here in order to get that angle that you're looking for, but drill a new hole and then place the bolt through there to get this angle drop of the bar. And then of course you can see that this angle here is about, well, the heater is roughly about 15 degrees tilt from horizontal or straight down. Sorry about that. And you can see that the bar actually penetrates through, and so you'd have to again cut some of that section of the bar off in order to make this application doable, but that's not a big deal. You can see I've dropped it below this rain gutter here again. So, and I've placed 2 units, and I've taken the center of this span here, so from the edge here to the inside edge of this post, I've taken that and centered the heater right there, and then I've placed them on their brackets. Again, the back side here is only 8 inches of clearance, but because of the gutter, I wanted to clear that, as well as not make that an issue. So you could back this up a little bit. In the case of the array, you can see that we have a good penetration from left to right there, and I would say fairly well from this direction as well. Now if you move the heaters over a little bit more and move the table over a little bit more, that would be fine too. And this footprint is roughly 12 feet wide from this edge here to how far it actually goes, which is down to here, is about 10 feet. So you're truly getting 8 feet here is what you're really getting, because some of it's being lost into the section down here. So that'd be one way. And then a different angle would be placing, as I showed this last video for this application, is placing a couple of pieces of unistrut or something that could support the heater. You can see that this is just a normal piece of unistrut that you can get at local hardware stores. But you can just purchase some of that and place that in there and then hang the heater off of here. And again, you want to make sure you have a few inches so you can take the top panel off the heater if you ever needed to have it serviced. But here you can see you have a nice coverage as well. This is roughly 12 feet, again by 10-foot sections here from left to right is a 10-foot section, and you have some overlapping in the center, which makes this a real uniformly comfortable seating area. Alright, well that's what I have for you. I hope this helps. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor patio heating needs, please give us an email at support@patioheat.com, and please give us a thumbs up if this has helped you, so we are aware that people appreciate this and will continue our efforts. Thank you and have a great day.